Hi everyone, welcome to our annual Home for Dinner program. Now usually you join us at the table, but this year in 2020, you are joining us at your table for our virtual event on this Veterans Day tonight. I'm Dan Scoff, the Chief Meteorologist of KNWA and Fox 24, and I'm so excited to MC this event. Now, as you know, many new guidelines are in place this year, especially with social distancing due to the pandemic. So I'm joining you from my second home, the Weather Lab. Now, this is my 6th year to be a part of the wonderful nonprofit Home for Dinner. And Home for Dinner seeks to honor and assist our hometown military veterans through their restaurant gift card program, grocery giveaway program, Valentine's for Vets, and the local college scholarship fund. Home for Dinner is making a difference in the lives of veterans. I want to give you some of these statistics just so you know how much of an impact they are making. They have racked up over 3,000 volunteer hours. They've served over 2,000 veterans, and they've given away over 2,000 gift cards in their restaurant gift card program. And they've donated, listen to this, $141,000 in scholarships. So that is just incredible. We thank Home for Dinner for what they're doing and making a difference. But oh, what a year 2020 has been. Now, speaking of difference, boy, many things have really changed this year. But there's one thing that never changes, and that's Home for Dinner's mission of honoring and recognizing veterans, especially local veterans, for your service and dedication to our country. Now, we hope you're enjoying your dinner tonight from one of our 3 restaurant partners, Krabby's, Fred's, and Hammond Trees. And we also hope you enjoyed the music in the Red, White, and Blue Lounge. Now, on this special Veterans Day, we want to thank each of our veterans and actives for their service and sacrifice to our country. We honor you every day, and we appreciate your service to our country, fighting for our freedoms. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll begin our event tonight with the national anthem performed by the Bentonville High School Show Choir under the direction of Mr. Terry Hicks. Enjoy the program. Oh, say can you see my daughters light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts
Hello, everybody. My name is Miguel Gonzalez, and I'd like to thank Home for Dinner for giving me a chance to talk about myself and my military history. Although I think there are other veterans that are a lot more interesting than I am, I thank you guys nonetheless. And so I'll start off by saying that I'm from Southern California. I was born in a city called Oxnard, which is about an hour north of Los Angeles, and I am the middle child of four children. I enlisted in the U.S. Army in 1996 as an infantryman, and so that's how I started my career with the military. And I have a picture to share with you guys here. This is me here on this side. And I was a Schofield Barracks, Hawaii, as a Wolfhound with the 25th Infantry Division. Did that for about 5 years, but then I realized that I wouldn't have any real skills to bring over to the civilian sector once I got out. And so I wasn't ready to get out yet. I just knew I didn't want to do infantry anymore. So I reclassed and became a CH-47 helicopter mechanic. And I eventually became a crew chief in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. I deployed to Afghanistan in 2002 and 2003. And I came back. I went to Korea for 18 months after that deployment. And I became a flight engineer on the helicopter. Came back from Korea. We were stationed in Fort Hood, Texas. And in Texas, we reflagged and we launched and deployed to Operation Iraqi Freedom in 2006. My first tour was for 15 months there in Iraq. Came back from that tour, retrained, reset for 12 months, and went back out again to Iraq again for 12 more months. So in that span there, I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about challenges, about setting goals for myself. You take your good days and, you take your bad days. And I think every veteran out there knows that the military it's just a chapter in our life. It doesn't define us. It doesn't define what we're capable of. It's a chapter that we can apply post-military, hopefully. And I'm just thankful that I came back with, 10 fingers and 10 toes. I thank God every day for that. And so now I applied all those skills to working in oil fields in North Dakota for 4 years, so from one extreme to another, being a warehouse manager in Dallas, Texas, and now being here at NWAC, where I'm pursuing a degree in criminal justice. I'm about a semester and a half away from doing that, and then hopefully transferring over to U of A. And I'd like to work for a local police department here in some capacity, and just give back to the community again, and just feel like I'm part of a bigger picture again. So I think that's always been the theme for me, is that I like working where I feel like I'm part of an infrastructure where I contribute and where I can pay back, for everything that I've been given. So um, thank you guys so much for listening, and again, thank you so much for Home for Dinner. Without you guys, I wouldn't feel like I was part of the school system here. So thank you guys so much for everything that you do for all the veterans. Thank you guys so much.
Hi, how's it going? I'm Greg Escon. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Home for Dinner and what they've done for myself and so many other veterans in Northwest Arkansas. So, a little bit about me. I was in the Army from 2005 to December 2012. While I was in, I did two deployments to Iraq and one to Afghanistan for about 39 months total over there in that part of the country. So, let's see, while you're in the service, there's so many reminders about how thankful, we as Americans are for your service. But, when you get out, not that we do it for that reason, but when you get out, there's not so much, there's not a whole lot of things that, remind you of how grateful people are that you did serve, that the things you did mattered and that they continue to matter today. So I started school at NWAC whenever I got out. I believe I started in August 2014, and that's when I ran in Miss Beth Hickman and her organization, Home for Dinner. So at the time, they were giving out gift cards, $50 gift cards that really did mean a lot, because so many veterans and all the meals they miss, whether they're on field exercises or they're deployed to Iraq or Afghanistan or other countless places around the globe. There's so many dinners you miss, so many birthdays, maybe even births of their children, So being able to take your family out, and just have a meal, it just means so much, not just to the veteran, but I'm sure the family as well. And so I got my gift card from them, and I remember I went to Red Lobster and had a very filling meal. As a student, there's not a lot of extra cash you have riding around, so you can go out and have these nice dinners. So on that same note, Home for Dinner, they started giving away scholarships as well. And whenever I was getting out of the military, I thought like everything in school would be paid for. That was my idea of the GI Bill. And it's kind of funny, everybody that tells you how it's going to be when you get out has never been out. So, when you get to school there and you find out that your books aren't paid for, or just so many random things aren't paid for, and then you look for these scholarships, and Home for Dinner gives scholarships exclusively to veterans or their family members. So those scholarships, they help bridge the gap, whether that's somebody like me in nursing school trying to pay for scrubs, a stethoscope, lab coat, or just books in general. So these scholarships really, they go so far to bridge the gap, like paper, printing supplies, all these extra things that, you just think are going to be covered when you get out, and they're not. So these scholarships, they mean so much. And, just being able to constantly give, and get that reminder that, how thankful people in our area are for, the things we did and the things we went through. So, like I said, I was in nursing school, finished, and now, I've got a calling to serve veterans. So I'm currently working at the VA here in Fayetteville, Arkansas, in the emergency department, and it's great to be able to pay it forward. I try not to overstep my bounds, but I do try to let veterans that live in our area know, that our organization exists, and, what all they can do for us. So, I'm just really grateful, and somehow or another, I ended up on the board of Home for Dinner, and I don't think honored is a good enough word to explain how I feel. And I know, like, I do have a calling to serve. Back when COVID first started, which is why we're doing digital, right? It's been a great year in healthcare. New Orleans was hit really hard, and I had the opportunity to go down there and help the VA because they were just swamped in. It's just that calling to serve, and it's amazing to know that there's individuals in Northwest Arkansas, as well as hopefully around the country, that are just so willing to serve and give more than themselves and give something to an organization that's bigger than themselves, and just help veterans, like myself and so many others, just help us in ways that we really never knew existed. And, I'm so grateful and thankful to Home for Dinner for helping bridge that gap, and I don't think people realize like just how far $50 goes, whether that's, buying a meal or buying some groceries to cook dinner at home, or even the food pantries that they provide at school, just a snack throughout the day. It's just these little things that just mean so much to, they meant so much to me while I'm in school, and I'm sure they mean so much to the veterans and their families that are currently in school right now, even though COVID home, right? But that's just, that's a little bit about me. I could go on and talk forever, but I'm just so grateful and just blessed of what Home for Dinner has brought to veterans here in Northwest Arkansas. Thank you.
Hello, this is Chef Rafael Rios at Yeyos El Alma de Mexico, which stands for the Soul of Mexico, here in Bentonville. I want to congratulate Beth Hickman and the entire team of Home for Dinner for having such an amazing program. I am a veteran myself, and I met Miss Beth in 2012. We had a conversation at my food truck, and she found out I was a veteran, and she invited me for the first dinner. I think it was the first ever, and I've been a member ever since, whether as a guest and now as a provider, something that I can help the community with. Yeyos has a few elements of the Yeyos Gives Back approach into giving back to the community. So one of those is the veterans. We have women in need, single women. We have school programs We have sports programs for the children and music, just music programs. So Yeyo's Gives Back is a way of saying thank you to our amazing community. As a veteran, I truly feel that veterans deserve all the possible good things that can happen. We do have a 20% discount in any of our restaurants if you show your ID, for instance. And I just want to thank you guys. Thank you guys for your service. Thank you everybody for supporting us. We started in 2012 with a food truck. Before the food truck, we actually started farming here in Northwest Arkansas with a family farm, Rios Family Farm. And you can find our produce at the local farmers market. You can find our produce at some of the local restaurants. So in 2012, we started a food truck business, and that evolved into something much bigger than us, and something that actually contributes to the quality of life of the people of Northwest Arkansas. And especially thank you to our veterans. Thank you to the people that support us. We love you, and stop by one of our establishments to experience the good quality of life that we always talk about. Just another fact is that we have been partners with Home for Dinner since the very first year they started. I started as a person that went and had a dinner on the company, on the organization, free of charge. It was amazing to feel welcomed. We've been partners ever since. Home for Dinner buys gift cards from us to give to the returning soldiers or airmen or service members, those that are in need of some food. We will always be partners, and we love this type of partnership because it serves an entire community of service members. So thank you, Home for Dinner. Thank you, the entire team that's behind it. Thank you, Beth Hickman, and we're always going to be here. Thank you.
What a wonderful virtual program tonight. Thanks to everyone that's watched this evening, and for those that have purchased a dinner box from one of our 3 restaurant partners. And finally, thanks to many others that are supporting Home for Dinner's mission, which allows us to serve our Northwest Arkansas community. Now, on this special Veterans Day evening, we'll close our program tonight, as we always do, with taps performed by Mr. Timothy Hendricks. Timothy played in the Pearl Harbor Navy Band for 5 years. The light you'll see through the windows represents all those that have made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. There is no end to our gratitude. Good night, everyone. Stay safe, and God bless America.